Welcome back to Link by Golf. I'm your host Ross McGuire. In this week's episode, I'm delighted to be joined by Johan Swanepoel. Johan is a highly accomplished caddy who works with Branden Grace on the Live Tour. In the past, Johan has worked also for Christiaan Bezuidenhout and worked with Christiaan when he won multiple times on the European Tour. I'm sure you'll enjoy this episode, so without any further delay, let's go over to Johan and hear about his life, how he got into caddying, and his journey so far. Love to welcome to the show this week, Johan Swanepoel. Hey Johan, how you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing? All good on this side, still cold.
Well Johan, the pod starts in the same way every time. So where are you from and how did you get into golf?
Oh, well, as you can see, proudly, I'm from South Africa. I don't know if that hurt you a little bit, Ross, but I am born and raised in South Africa. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. I come from a very sporty family. But golf was never a sport that people played. My dad tried, but he was not very good. But He tried it. I tagged along now and again, but then I saw it on TV and I was like, man, I want to do this. So I just started playing and it was a lot of fun. We played a lot of sports, so we had a lot of ball sense, if you can say that. I don't know if that's the correct term.
Yeah.
South Africa, we say ball. We had a lot of ball sense in our family, so I loved it from the start and became pretty good. So it led me to everything I have in life right now.
That's fantastic. And then you mentioned there other sports. What sort of other sports were you playing back in South Africa?
We played everything. I mean, my dad he was a teacher, or was a teacher. He's retired now. He believed that you had to play one summer, one winter sport at least, and golf wasn't either. So golf was extra. So yeah, I played in the summer. I played cricket. In the winter, I played hockey and rugby. So it was little skinny boys. So rugby was, unfortunately, even though I love it dearly, it wasn't for me as much as the cricket was. So but we played a lot of sport. Played badminton, swam, tennis. We were very active. We love our sport in our family.
Yeah, and I mean sport in general is huge in South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It come from we're very fortunate to have the weather to play all year. Yeah, outside. Because when we grew up, we were never inside of the house. We always played outside in the yard or at somebody else's yard. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great time.
And I was going to say, we'll get to what you're doing these days, but to start with, I know that you became very good at golf. So when did you start noticing that you were getting better compared to your peers and you started progressing with your own game?
Well, I mean, in South Africa, we're very fortunate. We have a very good junior system. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm from the Southern Cape, which is, first of all, my hometown is Mossel Bay, which is in the Southern Cape. It's near George, Fancourt, that area for the people that know golf. So we had a very good foundation, junior foundation that had a lot of events. Pretty much every Sunday there was a tournament. So my dad started entering when I started playing a little better. And just one thing led to another. I mean, we were fortunate to grow up with all really good golfers around us, same age. Most of them play professional now. I actually work for one now. So, yeah, it was great growing up with these guys, and you learn your trade by playing against the best, and that's how you got better. And we have, obviously, South Africa's got great golf courses, especially that Garden Route Southern Cape area where I'm from. The golf course is phenomenal. So we were very blessed to grow up on playing really good golf courses, playing with really good players. So the game just steadily got better, and then luckily enough, I just kept getting better and better and worked hard at it. And then, the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of that, golf took you to America. So what kind of level were you playing at to be able to get into college in the States as well?
My younger junior days, I was pretty good. I got my South African colours, played for South Africa, represented South Africa. Then I played a little bit of rugby in my last year in high school, and I was like still playing really good golf. And then I dislocated my shoulder a couple of times, and I had to get reconstruction on my shoulder. So that was a little setback, but in the end, it was actually a blessing. Now that I look back at it, obviously at that time I didn't understand why. And I thought I was dumb, but everything works out for a reason in life. So, the older I get, the more I realize how fortunate I was to be unfortunate to get injured at that time. but yeah, it led to come to America and get education, and I'm very, very blessed in that sense, I guess.
Yeah, and what was the experience like in the States? Which college did you go to?
So, when I was finishing high school, my English was broken to say the least. It wasn't very good. So, I couldn't go to like a Division 1 school. Like, I could, on my golf merit, I could have easily gone to a Division 1 school. But my English wasn't up to scratch. And I was also very like naive at that stage as far as college golf. I didn't really know much. So I had a couple of friends that played junior college, and for junior college you didn't need to take a SAT. Right. So I ended up meeting actually an American guy who's a cousin of a friend of mine in South Africa, and he's American, grew up here, and their hometown had a junior college, and they just started the golf program. And so the coach reached out to me. His name was Rick Rogers. What a legend he was. His brother is actually Bill Rogers. I don't know if you know Bill Rogers, who won the British Open. Yeah. And phenomenal player. Actually, I was very fortunate to meet him in that process as well. But Rick was a great coach. So yeah, spent 2 years in junior college, played really well, got a Division 1 scholarship to Central Arkansas, which was a very, very big school in golf that time, top 50 in the country. Our team was really good. We actually had 2 other South Africans on the team. Didn't really play very well, lost my scholarship. Went back to South Africa and didn't know what to do. And then a guy called Mark Immelman, it's Trevor's brother. He's a commentator on the PGA Tour now. Great guy, phenomenal coach. He reached out to me because at that stage, I think there was 4 South Africans that played for him. And some of them knew me, and they said I was looking for a place and they needed someone. So he reached out and gave me opportunity, like second chance, as you say, I guess. Gave me opportunity, and it was probably the moment that changed my whole life. Yeah, so I spent 2 years there, and then I worked a year for him as a graduate assistant, because by pretty much my second last year, I knew I wasn't good enough because I just didn't play good enough, and I focused on my studies. So got a good education, got through that, helped him as a coach by being his graduate assistant. Learned a lot. So you were actually
helping to coach the team and basically support Mark in the background as he's running the show?
Yeah, I was basically assistant coach at that stage because I'd worked in America. If you do your after-graduate, so like your master's degree, they can pay for your schooling if you become a graduate assistant. So then you become his assistant coach. Yeah, so I did that for 6 months because I did my master's in 6 months, and it was a great time. And then I was done with university. America's been very, 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 very good to me, and I really, really love living here. And as we progress through my life, the university has actually given me more, because my wife was actually the graduate assistant probably 10 years after I graduated. She's a bit younger than me, so I went to visit some friends, and she was at that same university, and that's how we met. So it's a very big part of my life, Columbus State University in Georgia.
Yeah, and of course you went back there because of Mark. That might never have happened if Mark hadn't stepped in to support you as well.
Yeah, I went back to visit him. It's actually the November COVID Masters in 2020. I went back and visited some friends, came here a couple of days early, and just went and saw some friends, and I met her.
Wow, that's amazing. What a story.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, we're very, very fortunate.
Wow. So then you finished your sort of college work and doing your masters. When did you start getting into golf industry beyond the college level and start caddying and stuff?
So during my college days, I have a very close friend, Wynand Stander. He worked for Louis Oosthuizen, and they recently split. He was his caddy for 14 years, and very, very close friend from the same town as myself, lives pretty much probably 400 meters from where I grew up, the house I grew up in. So we are very, very close friends. So I went to a few events when they were on the PGA Tour, probably during 2010 to 2013, I'd say, just to go spectate and visit them. And I saw the caddying. This is the first time I really got introduced to caddying. Mm-hmm. And then after graduating university, I was like, man, I don't want to go sit in the office. No offense to the people who sit in office, because there's people that love that. I just don't. I like being outside. So, so I was like, man, I'm gonna try caddying, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So Vainan said, you must just find a friend, caddy for him, and see what happens. And so there was a friend that actually played at Columbus State, Andrew Giorgio. He was playing the SA Open in December. I think it was 2012. Yes, crazy how long. And then so he's like, man, come caddy for me. So I caddied for him. On the very first hole, I put the pin on the wrong side of the green in the book. So I was like, okay, this is a great start. Yeah. So then we ended up missing the cut, I think by 1 or 2. And then the next week I went to, so after that week I'm like, this is tough. I don't think I can do this. So he says, no, just come with me to the next event. And I went with him to, Alfred Daniel at Leopard Creek.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a bag, didn't have money. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even have a place to stay. He said, just come with me. We'll figure it out as we get there. So then we went to the supermarket to buy some groceries as we got there. And I bumped into Darby Vanderwalt. And I knew him through, like, I played in a junior, in the Hooters. I think it was a Hooters tour event, a mini tour event in the town where I was in Texas for the junior college. And I take it back. That's the first time I caddied. No, I take it back. I caddied for him there. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, he paid me he paid me a bit of money, a few dollars. And it was unbelievable. I never had so much money in my life. Anyway, so I met him in the supermarket at Alfred Daniel in Malalan. And I was like, man, I'm here. If you need somebody to caddy for you, just shout at me, because I don't have anything. I'm just here. I'm trying to start caddying again. Start really caddying as a profession. Yeah. So then that night he called me. He says, yeah, come work for me. It'll be fun. So we played, and I think I also missed the cut by 2. So the career's off to a flyer. And then the next week he went to play Netbank, and he had a friend caddying for him there, and he ended up, I think, shooting like 6 under last round, finishing, I don't know where he finished. So then he called me and says, hey, come caddy for me again, because following it was Nelson Mandela Championship. It was part of the European Tour back then. So I went to Durban to caddy for him, and he's like, okay, you got there. He was all down because he missed 2 cuts. I'm like, dude, you just shot 6 under with the best players in the world. Just come on. So we ended up playing, and that was the last actually Nelson Mandela. It was actually the same year he passed away, Mr. Mandela. There was a lot of weather, so there was a lot of delays, and it ended up being 3 rounds, but we ended up shooting, I think, 10 under the first round, and then the final round we ended up winning by 2. So it was my third ever tournament caddying, and we ended up winning the tournament by 2. And I'm like, awesome. This is amazing. I mean, I just missed 2 cuts, but I forgot about that. We just won a tournament. And I was like, this is amazing. Yeah, so that's how the career started. That's how the career started.
Wow. And then from there, I mean, did you just continue to caddy on Sunshine Tour, European Tour?
Yeah, so, I mean, I was very fortunate that we won that tournament, so that got him obviously a full European Tour card. And I don't know if he had one before that, but yes, no, I can't remember now. But so he took me to Europe, which is very fortunate, because that doesn't always happen to caddies. That's young and new. And I worked for him for the next 2 years. Ended up getting a PGA Tour card actually in the process as well through the Corn Ferry.
Wow.
So I worked for him for 2.5 years. Yeah, so it was great. David put me on the map, I guess. Well, I guess absolutely. Andrew put me on the map because he's the first guy that took a chance of having me as a caddy. Yeah, that's how my career started.
That's incredible. I mean, you bumped into him at a tournament, and then suddenly you're caddying for him and he's winning. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I mean, he's a great player, man. That guy could close. Could always, like, whenever we were in contention, we always won. And I think we won 3 tournaments together. So we had a lot of fun.
Wow. And I guess that took you to the States then, and is that where the PGA Tour journey started for you?
Well, it was and it wasn't, because I caddied for him for pretty much half a season on the PGA Tour. We did pretty well, but then he actually let me go. He wanted some more experience because I was still very young and I didn't know any of the golf courses. So I went back to Europe after that and caddied in Europe for a few Korean guys. Then Leanne Pace called me. Because I take it back. Right after Darby let me go, Leanne called me because she heard that I was available. So I did a season on the LPGA, which was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it. We did really well together. She's such a good player. That girl could chip and putt, man. It was incredible. So after Leanne wanted to be back in the men's, I wanted to be on the PGA Tour. That was my end goal. So I went back to Europe, caddied for a few Korean guys. Then I caddied for Darren Figart. And then after Darren, Brandon Stone called me and I worked for Brandon Stone. And
for Brandon as well, Brandon Stone.
Yeah, I caddied for him for a little bit more than a year. Incredible player, that kid. Man, he's so good.
I think he's just come back into some really good form as well, hasn't he, at the back end?
Yeah, I think he got his card back in Challenge Tour this past year. Yeah, but he's a great player. A good ball striker, man. So good. Yeah, so then that was during COVID. Was that, and then I bumped into Christiaan. I knew Christiaan from tour. We spent some time together, and then Christiaan asked me during COVID. We all were staying in the same hotel, so he just approached me and asked me if I wanted to come work for him, and he was on the PGA Tour. So
that was Christiaan Bezuidenhout.
Yeah. So that's the journey back to the PGA Tour. I mean, I got lucky that I became friend with the guy that's on the PGA Tour, and he ended up asking me to come work for him. So yeah, that's what changed my life forever, because that's made me into a way better caddy now, I would think, and just got so much more experience that it is what it led me to where I am today.
Yeah, and Christiaan's, I mean, he's some player, so have you got any stories caddying for Christiaan and, wins or just rounds he's had that are just so good?
Well, I mean, don't even need to explain how good he is, because everybody knows he's fantastic. I mean, he's probably he is the best putter I've ever seen in my life. Short game, incredible. The guy's just so solid. I mean, he has the ability to turn a bad round into a 70 like that, like no one's business. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah, so the story of Christiaan, it's actually very, very cool, because he asked me, so he called me and he's like, man, I'm going to get an invite into Houston and then it's the Masters. I'm like, wait a minute. You just asked me to start and the second tournament was going to be in the Masters. So it ended up that he didn't get an invite to Houston. That's why I was actually in America a couple of days early. Right. So then I'm like, oh, wow, I'm starting with this guy. My first ever tournament with him is at Augusta at the Masters.
No way.
That was November 2020. It was the November Masters so that was my first tournament with him. We play, what a place that is. It's by far my favorite. Well, second, I can't really equal first favorite tournament besides the Daniel at Leopard Creek.
Yeah.
Cool. So we played there. I think we finished 30. No, that was another year. I think we finished like mid pack for the week. Our first week made the cut, which was for me first time around Augusta. Was good. Actually, now I'm stumbling over my words here, but I actually have a really cool story. So. One afternoon, late afternoon, it was November Masters. There's no spectators. I mean, they're only there for a tournament of members that was allowed to come. There's barely any media. So I went and walked the front nine late afternoon, probably just before 2 or 3 hours before dark. And on the fourth hole, I walked and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is Tiger Woods. Tiger and Joe are just walking with a couple of wedges and putters. And I was like, there's no one here but just myself, Joe LaCava and Tiger Woods. I was like, I'm just going to be whatever. They don't know me. I'm like, Joe, can I ask you a few questions? So I asked him this about pin, like where pin location would be. And I was like, I see Tiger chipping from that side. He says, yes, if the pin is here, you can just take on this reach. Or if it's there, you can take on that reach. So and then at the end, I guess Tiger got wind that a newbie. So he actually started just interacting a little bit. Which I was like, man, I always seen this guy as like he's a closer. He doesn't really, he was phenomenal. The info he gave me at different pin locations, which if you are in between clubs, you take the shorter one, because if you miss it short, it's better for this pin location. If you're at this location, take on the right edge of the green, because if you miss it right, it's easier than if you hit it on the green and you're 30 foot to the left, because that two putt is impossible. Yeah, wow. So I just spent the next hour and a half walking with them and just listening to everything they said. And I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the knowledge I got in that hour and a half was phenomenal. And then I think that was like maybe the Monday afternoon. Yeah, and then the Tuesday morning, I believe it was Tuesday morning, I sat and I had breakfast, And there was this older gentleman, Terry. I think his name's Terry. I can't remember his last name. He caddies for Bernhard Langer.
Right.
And I was just asking, because I know he's been around forever. So I asked him a few questions and stuff, and he said, I'm going to go walk the course. I'll see you out there. So I walk up there, and he's doing his greens book. And I was like, man, I'm never going to have this opportunity again either. So I was like, Terry, what are you doing? He says, well, yeah, the guys said the pin locations doesn't really change ever. I'm like, if they do change, maybe a yard here or a couple of feet here. So if you roll balls around this whole location, it's more than likely going to be around here. So just roll balls and make your own little greens book. So
wow.
that's what I did. And then it just happened that we played with Bernhard the first 2 rounds. And
no way.
I mean, while we're playing, I'm just, Christiaan, this guy's not missing putts. Everybody hits. It doesn't look like it's going to ever miss. It just goes in. And if it misses, it lips out, which is very rare. I think he shot first round, I think he shot 70 and then 71. He was like lying like top 10 after the first 2 rounds. And I was like, Christiaan, look at this. So then the next year I went back, or every year I go back, I just go do the same thing that Terry did. And now my greens book, I guess I would like to think, is incredible. Because every time Christiaan would have a putt, I'm like, it's right edge. Because the ball is right edge, because I've done all the work around that hole. There's no guessing about it. So I just, that first experience at Augusta was incredible, because I get to spend time with Tiger and Joe LaCava, and then Terry. I mean, all legends of the game. They've been around forever, and just to get all that knowledge, I was like, this is where I want to be. This is where I need to be. I need to be around these people, because they're going to make me better. They're going to make my player better. So it's just, it's phenomenal. Yeah. So then the next week we went. It was Joburg Open. We flew back from Augusta. I think we got there Wednesday night. Thursday morning was the first round of the Joburg Open in COVID. So Thursday morning, luckily we got an afternoon tea time. Thursday morning we rock up to the golf course. We get tested for COVID. We had to wait for our results. Then we got our results I think it was like 20 or 30 minutes. I got mine like just before tea time. So I couldn't go anywhere until I get to tea time. I think we ended up finishing 12. And then we went to Leopard Creek, we won. And then we went to Sun City for SA Open, we won again. And then the next week
because I remember Christiaan doing incredibly well. So you were caddying for him during that stretch. Yeah,
I just started. That was my first 4 events. Yeah, the next week was Dubai, and we finished, I think, 9th. We won that tournament. We would have won the race to Dubai, and we ended up not winning. I think we finished 9th. But we went. I was like, man, all of a sudden I'm getting for a guy that's. I think at the end of that year, we were 36 in the world. Yeah. So it was just, life changing, as you can imagine, for me. Yeah. And now I'm going back to the PGA Tour full time. It's just, it's incredible. It was a great journey.
Yeah, and I think Christiaan at that time, obviously I'm sure the South African media would have been really good with him, because he's got some challenges with stutters and stuff that was caused when he was younger. But the British press were fantastic as well. Like Sky Sports did a whole section on him, and they really respected him, gave him a lot of time so that he could speak okay himself. Made sure his interview was not putting pressure on him. I thought it was just really well done, and he was so good. Like, his golf was just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, you might go after that guy. Obviously, now our journey has changed a little bit, but my hat goes off to him. He's what he has to go through with media and with everything. It's just, it's kind of tough sometimes, because he's a phenomenal human being. People sometimes just don't give him the time of day because of the way he speaks, and they will maybe interrupt when he talks, which is the worst thing you can do when somebody stutters. You gotta let him finish his thought, not trying to finish his thought for him. Yeah. So and he all he wants to do is just do good to the world. So sometimes it was hard. I was glad the media, his manager, and everybody was really good around them. So the media, I'm glad they're starting to really see the real Christiaan.
And you mentioned his putting. His putting in that stretch was, I just remember watching it was outrageous. It didn't look like he was going to miss anything. It was crazy.
Yeah, his putting's phenomenal. To be top 10 in the putting stats on the PGA Tour for 3 years. I think 2 years ago maybe we went in top 10, but for 3 years he was in the top 10 of putting stats and all around putting on the PGA Tour. It's just, that's game changing. All you have to do is get the guy on the green, and he takes care of business from there.
Yeah, and he's a good ball striker as well. He's a long hitter and hits it really, really well. So you put that together, what a combination.
Yeah, wedge is phenomenal. I mean, he can land the ball on the number every single time. It's actually quite amazing to see.
Yeah, but then, as you said, you've also still got a South African player that you're working for, and that's Branden Grace. So how did you get introduced to Branden? How did that all start with Branden?
Yeah, so it was a tough decision. But yeah, during this year, Christiaan and I, we were doing really good. We were, I think, 20th on the FedEx Cup. We have had a phenomenal run for 4 years together. Branden gave me a call. I was in a different stage of my life. My wife and I, we wanted to have a family. I was away from home all the time, which, I mean, I know that is part of the business. I know that is what I signed up for. That's why we earn money, is to travel with the players. But I wasn't just in a different time. I wanted to be more at home. I wanted to be more present with my wife. And now, luckily, we are expecting. So I am very, very looking forward to that, to being a dad. So I just wanted to be more at home. And then the opportunity on Live with Branden came up, and I couldn't say no to that. I'm going to have more time at home with my wife, with the babies, hopefully healthy and born. I'll be able to help a lot more. So I just wanted to have a little bit more of a family life, which it was very, very, very hard because Christiaan and his whole family has been phenomenal to me. Fantastic people. I mean, I have the utmost respect for them. My heart goes out to them every time I see them. So I know it was tough, a very tough decision on both myself and Christiaan, but it wasn't personal. It's just part of business, and I wanted to be more with my wife, which is the number one person in my life. So I had to make that decision, and I mean, don't have to say anything about Branden. I mean, he's the best ball striker I've ever seen or worked for. Fantastic player. I mean, work rate is really hard, just like Christiaan's. Just fantastic worker. Always want to get better. So I'm really, really, really enjoyed the last 6 months and the progress we've made, and really excited for this upcoming season.
Yeah, because Branden, I try to find the right words to use. He wasn't playing maybe the level certainly not the level he's capable of, but it looks like he's definitely come on a lot since you started working together. So what have you seen that's changed in his game since you got together?
Well, I mean, him and Cliffy, his old kid, they've had a great run. They did phenomenal. I mean, he finished second and I think sixth on the money list the first 2 years on Live, which is incredible. I mean, the standard of play on Live Tour is ridiculous. I mean, we got guys who was in the top 50 of the world, or top 10 of the world for 10 years is playing out there. They're still playing at the same level. They just unfortunately can't get any world ranking points. Yeah. So it's not a true reflection of where they are in their golf career, because they are still fantastic golfers. Yeah, so Branden was at one stage 8th in the world, I think. So needless to say, that was back in the day as well. So when I started working for him, he just got back with his old coach. He has both two coaches, but he just got back with his coaches and started just working on the right things. I just implemented a few things that I thought would make him better, just to have like a wedge game, like just to fall back on if you don't hit the ball as good. We moved to a long putter, which has been working fantastic. His stats have been unbelievable. So just started working on a better practice routine. Was about the only thing that I could contribute. And I mean, caddying is caddying. If you have a good player, you don't really do much. So, I mean, I just tried to just get a little bit better structure and practicing, working on things that's going to make him better instead of just hitting balls without any process. And then obviously the swing was not my department, it's the coach's department. But they worked on really good things. And I mean, Branden's game has always been there. He was just a little bit hidden behind a few clouds, which he's found now, and found the mindset I think that he needs, because he probably lost that a little bit too, I think. Yeah, so he's got the mindset that he needs to go out there and be a bit of a killer on the golf course and just take everybody on and just be like, man, I can beat you, because that's his biggest power. I mean, his mental game is fantastic. He's probably the strongest mental player I've ever experienced, or been around or experienced. Because there's shots I can be like, I don't see the shot, but he just pulls it off because he's just so strong in his mind.
Yeah, and I mean, I was lucky enough to experience being with both yourself and Branden on the golf course. And like Branden, I guess, for those that don't really know what his game is like, I mean, you're saying he's the best ball striker you've been with. I certainly, and a lot of people would have the impression he would be quite a low ball striker. But when we had that round that I was going with you guys, he could hit every shot in the book. I mean, he was hitting driver high, low, left to right, right to left, every single shot in the book with every club. It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, no, that was I think that was probably when we started Fox Hills, right? That was just when he started getting his mojo back, as you can say. And I mean, he's like I said, his golf game was there. It's always been there. So yeah, he's got every shot. He's got high, low. That's what makes him good. And you just needed to find that again. It's just to have the ability of just go and play free, like picture the shot in your mind and hit it. Not I got to do this mechanical, that mechanical. You got to just play golf, and that's basically what we are trying to do is just get a really good wedge game and then let him be free with his long game, because that's the only way he's going to win a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, and I mean, he was absolutely smashing it off the tee as well. He was absolutely killing it. It was incredible to watch. So, but you're obviously caddied for him. How much do you get involved? Because I noticed that that was like the pro-am, right?
Yeah.
The pro-am, you were giving him some reads, but on tournaments, are you giving him a lot of reads? Or are you trying to step back? Does he just call you in when he needs it?
Well, we go through. I mean, it's like even with Christian, you go through like spells where there's 1 week where they see the greens really well, then you just stay out of the way, and there's another week when they don't see the greens as well, and then you help. So, like, I mean, I would generally, Branden would just call me in, but I would have done the work. Like, I'm a type of caddy that would go roll balls and try to just overwork myself a little bit, I guess, which is unnecessary most of the time. But I just hate guessing. Like, if he asks me something, I'm gonna give him a sure answer. I don't want to be able to guess. I want him to know that that is what it is, and I'm gonna get it with confidence because I've done the work. Because the last thing you want as a caddy to give your player any doubt. Because I mean, the golf is a lonely game. If you walk down the fairway, there's a lot of doubt that can creep in, and you don't need somebody on the bag that helps with that. So you just want to be able to give the guy as a firm answer as possible, so they can have the peace of mind. Like, okay, that's the answer, and if it's not, then we deal with it from there.
Yeah, I certainly noticed that as well, Johan. You were like that with all of us, and for those that haven't played like a pro-am in that sort of level of event, it's brilliant to have like yourself and Branden. You guys were so good with us as well. You were taking time to speak to us and give us advice, but your advice was very, what's the word? There was confidence behind it. You were basically stating what was going to happen versus like, oh, I don't really know, watch what you're doing here, watch what you're doing there. You're just like, no, do this. This is where you want to go. This is the line. This is what you're doing. I could really tell the difference in the way you're approaching it, and Branden himself as well.
Yeah, no, Branden is fantastic with the people. I mean, he gets why they play for the money they do, and he gets why the golf industry is what it is. It's because of everybody around it. It's not the professionals, a very small percentage of the industry. So I mean, treat the people accordingly, and you will bear the fruits. So I mean, I have so much admire for Branden for the way he treats people, because the crowd and the public he's fantastic with the media.
Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. So Johan, just coming to the end here, what is in the books for 2025? What are you looking forward to this year? Obviously, you've got a baby on the way. That's exciting.
Yeah.
But what else?
Changing diapers.
Changing diapers. Yeah, I can give you advice on that instead of the other way
you're gonna have to send me some techniques, especially when the shit hits the fan. But
you get somebody else to do it. That's usually the best way. Yeah. So
I don't think the wife's gonna enjoy that one.
Yeah, no. Anything else planned beyond that?
No, we're just excited for the season. We are very fortunate to get another chance on Live. So we're just working hard. Branden's working hard. Just gonna hit the ground running. I mean, we have one chance, and we're gonna make the best from it. Just excited to go to some of the golf courses because I know some of them was suit them. Very fortunate to go back to Riyadh because, I mean, obviously he played really well there at the end of the year. Very unlucky not to get that one spot guaranteed. But this game suits the golf course. So very much just very excited for the year because working on the right things, mentally working on the right things, getting getting that little bit of aggression, I guess you can say, in the game, just to make sure that we're gonna take this on and we're gonna make sure that we compete. And just excited to be around the Stingers, man. The Stingers team has just got such a good family vibe. Players are all friends, caddies are all friends. Just incredible environment to be around. I mean, it's uplifting. Like, it gives you energy. It gives you a lot of positivity. There's a lot of camaraderie around the guys. The guys are just incredible. They're good. The players are great to the caddies. The caddies are great to the players. The management's great to the players. Management's great to the caddies. This is a great team to be around. And I mean, I really, really urge every person out there that's listening to this to go follow the Stingers. Just follow them on social media. They're just a great bunch of guys. They're funny. There's a lot of good content that comes out of our practice rounds. So it's a good laugh. It's worth spending time just going to look at the Stingers.
Yeah, you can see that coming through. I mean, you can tell, as you say, that the guys, not just that they know each other, but they're really enjoying being in each other's company. It looks really good fun.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's really, I mean, the families, everybody's around. It's just one big family. I mean, it's very exciting times that lays ahead of all of us.
Brilliant. So, any advice for anyone looking to get into caddying, Johan?
There's actually, there's some of my friends, and I don't have the exact name of their brand, of their business, that's in the UK. Chris Ricey, there's a few, Adam Marrow, I think, he caddies for Thomas Peters. Ricey caddies for Harold Warner. They've started a business in the UK, and they've got basically a placement management company for caddies, like club caddying or even professional. They had at the last tournament that actually promotions event. I think they had 6 guys there that went through their system, through their program. They've got an app. I don't know what the name is. Maybe we can revisit and we can add it to the podcast. But things like that is becoming more common now because there's just so much more money in golf. And there's a lot of money to be made. But my best advice is, if you really like caddying, just go caddy for someone. If you know a friend, just go caddy for him. Because you never know who sees you or who you bump into. Because that's how I am here. Just go take a chance, because caddying is incredible. I mean, you're serving people all day long. I'm a server. I love serving people. That's like my love language, to make people feel better and make people do good things. If you understand, like just to see progress in people, it's just so satisfying. So I mean, if you are that type of person, just go caddy for a friend in the club championship, go caddy at your county game. Just go have fun with the guy and just be with someone, because fellowship is probably the biggest thing in the world. It's just to be around people that you love, and people, you never know, that person might need just that small action that you give them, because they are in some stage of their life are just not great. So I would just go out and just caddy for people, just caddy for friends, caddy for even enemies. Just go and be with people on the golf course, because it's such a beautiful game and we all need to grow it.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. So, Johan, just starting to wrap up here, in terms of socials, where can people follow you?
So I actually had to go look, because I'm not very big. I've got a little bit of Instagram I'll do now and again, and that is Johan Swanepoel 0. And on X, I think it's at Johan Swanepoel, at Swanepoel Johan, but I'm not very, very big on X. I'm more on Instagram. So okay. I need to get better. But yeah, Johan Swanepoel 0 on Instagram is probably the best way to get in touch if you want any advice, or if I can help in any way. Not that I know everything, but just shout out. And also go follow the Stingers. The Stingers is very important.
Absolutely. And then finally, Johan, what's going to happen with South African rugby this year?
Oh man, I don't know if we have enough time to get into this conversation, because the depth that we have at the moment is incredible. I mean, the whole infrastructure that they have in South Africa is fantastic. It's just very, very unfortunate that the financial side of it is not as great, because you see all these good players leaving overseas to go play overseas. So, but then again, it opens up for other people that we might not know to come up the ranks. No, it's just fantastic to watch. I mean, we are massively behind the box. And just to see the young guys come up is incredible, because every time, I mean, as sad as it is, people get injured, there's always somebody in that position that's just as good, if not better, that they find. I mean, I was listening to a few other podcasts this week as well about the rugby. It's just, to me, the future looks incredible in South Africa. I would love to see I go do another 4 years and go lift the cup again. That would be incredible. I hope we can see that. And then I think the World Cup is in the US in 32. Hopefully we can go watch a few games and see them lift the cup there again.
Absolutely. And hopefully by that time Scotland will have the depth of players that South Africa's got.
Yeah, well, you basically got South Africa in your team, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see this coming year about the British and Irish, or this year actually, the British and Irish Lions down in Australia. So I think Joe Schmidt is going to give you a little bit of a hard road, because he's starting to do good things in Australia, and I'm really, really excited to see that series. I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, I really hope Duan makes it for South Africa, and we can keep the South African flag high there. I know he's going to love that.
As long as he's scoring tries for Scotland, I'm happy. Don't you worry about that.
Even me. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've followed the Scottish rugby quite closely, because I think you guys play incredible brand of rugby. The whole, the running part of it is incredible. I mean, it's so exciting. It's just unfortunate your depth is just so shallow that if key positions get injured, you guys don't have a chance against the bigger nations. And I really hope that changes, because I think Scottish rugby should be up there, and same as Wales. And I really hope the Wales rugby can turn it around.
Yeah, I think they're where Scotland were maybe 15, 20 years ago. It looks really tough for Wales at the moment, so hopefully they come back.
I mean, growing up watching the matches against Wales and Scotland was always hard, and now it's kind of given that we need to beat you, which is kind of sad. Because we don't need that in rugby. You need everybody to be an equal power, because everybody's going to get better.
Absolutely. Well, Johan, I really appreciate you joining the show. It's been great to have you on. Thanks so much, and all the best for the season. But even more importantly, all the best at home as well with the arrival of the new baby.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and it's been a privilege, and you're doing a great thing here with the podcast. And very excited to see all the future people you have on your podcast.
Thanks, Johan. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries. Cheers. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening again, everyone. I really enjoyed catching up with Johan, and I thought his stories about how he got into caddying, how he met Christiaan and Branden, and then also how he met Tiger Woods and also Bernhard Langer's caddy were absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure, like me, you'll be wishing Johan all the best for this season, and also, of course, the upcoming birth of his first child. I've added in the show notes the places where you can follow Johan, the Stingers, and also learn about those caddy opportunities that are being put together by folks in the UK. In the meantime, please remember to like, share and subscribe to the podcast, and I'll have another episode out soon. Thank you.